So JPACT members, welcome back. Today is the 18th of May, about 5:12 p.m. Pacific. We're kind of meeting up to discuss where we are, what we're doing. There is a lot that we've been talking or doing in terms of training, but I thought, let's take it a little easy and see where we are, and then we can go about covering them teams, because it's motivating to see the team progress along with how we are doing things. So one quick poll, I would want everyone to participate quickly. Give me an idea where you are. This will help us, team, and to identify where we are. We can kind of look at things from a perspective, like we also advise. So the answers that you have on your screen right now are multiple choice answers. You can choose more than one. It does not have to be only one specific answer, team. So it's on your career plan. Where are you currently with what we are doing? We're not talking about your project, like your career, your job, wherever. Only from IT Learn and what you plan to join the JPACT with. Unable to select on poll. Not sure. How many of you are unable to select on the poll, team? I see two names. That's very strange. Can you tell me what are you using, Neha, Shalan? Are you doing it from a smartphone, a computer, laptop, right? Should work. Some reason this doesn't. Both of you using laptop. I'm sorry, can you put your votes in for me? Maybe there are more of them. At least count them in manually. Team, can I get everyone to finish it so that I can close it and just speak a little bit about it? And please raise your hand if there's something that we could speak about on the same. Okay, I'm going to quickly close this poll now. Got, I believe, decent votes, but a couple of you could not vote in. Close and share. So there's a great point, team. At least 100% of you are learning. We are acquiring skills. Can you all see the results on the screen? 40% project work, 20% of your resume and interview preparations, 40% are actively looking, 0% unable to spend money. So let's talk about this, team, and how we can handle them. Because I think we never stop from doing our programming and coding and learning. That's constant. So learning, team, take it as cycle. There is manual perspective, there is automation, there are tools, and certification. So slowly you can look at the process and get onto them. This, I would say, give it anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. That would be a good time to be able to acquire that skill. Project work should be ongoing, because the practice of what you are recently doing helps a lot during interviews. So I'll just kind of tell you what it means. Let us say you're working on any of the current projects, IT Learn, Neon, QA on Air, or these what's that, climatic, and so on. When you go for an interview and you speak about, okay, what is it that you're doing? It's easy to speak about something that you were doing yesterday or last week or maybe 2 weeks back. It's very tough for you to remember something that you've done 6 months back until you refresh very easily. So what are you currently doing? That is very important. Good. So Keep this always ongoing, your project work, to whatever extent you can contribute to your time and capability, but do not stop involving teams. That is very critical. The next is resume and interview prep. The first and foremost thing is all JPACT members share your CV for me to review. Just Skype it to me, please. I want to see how your current CV is. I will give you maybe some suggestions that could help you. The second is I'm sorry. The second is from an interview preparation. If you have an interview lined up, try and speak to me at least a day before. Not that I would give you some, tips or tricks and so on. More motivational team and how you need to be approaching. So definitely try and call me at that time. So these two things very important. Another one, I don't know how many of you there actively in it. I want to do resume building webinar. How we build, especially for QA to S grade in that field. Let me see what I could do on that. We can go through that. It will be pretty interesting. So instead of daily just doing mock interview, we can do a mixture of these things every day. So you, based on where you are, kind of give more thoughts into this and let me know if I'm missing anything. Actively looking. So this is the same thing, team. As above, please connect. I want to see where you are. I want to be able to assess whatever possibility. And there's a lot that you could do here. And make sure that we work on certification right away. So there are 3 certifications that are ready. 1 training and 2 from product certification on any order. So these 2 things will be something good for you to carry into it. Now, some of you who are beginning into it, you may not have a certification start with it, but at least you'll start getting associated with it. Unable to spend enough time, don't need to digest everything. Pick one program and go with the flow. So, and take a longer course than a shorter period. So a lot of members could be planning for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 2 months, and so on. You could take a 3-4 month team. You have a 2 years access to JPACT. Take your own time and work through it. It is not a one-time thing. Once you get into a job, 6 months, 1 year, you still have that ability to come back again. Now, this is what I would want you all to be focusing a lot on. Where are we? How are we doing on these stuff? I would love to take questions, starting with anyone who wants to speak. Let me know. I can unmute you, team. So, on a very active basis, JPACT is going on. This is like kind of daily at 5 p.m. Pacific. But what is happening, team, if not everyone is active and participating, it does not motivate me too much as well. So I come in, I see that you guys are not answering questions. It does not motivate me. What's the point for me to come and stand in an empty stage when you're all not active? Training I can do, but JPACT it requires your support. You have to be there. Java, Python. So all these webinars you have on your webinars page, team. So please make sure that you're there, and that's going on at 6:30 p.m. I put in another few sessions there. So ACT live project that's going on is that week 1 is completed. Week 2 I'm yet to start. This is a question mark. I'm seeing how I can do it. And yeah, a few things that are going on. I don't have anything much, team. I would love to ask technical questions and go through them, but then I'm not sure where we are. So in this document and all the previous sessions that we were doing as part of this, it's covered a good amount of exposure to various things that we were doing, right from agile testing all the way to automation. So it's a good one to go back and look at this video as well. I want to talk more about going forward. What are all the things that I know? All right, team, what's happening at your end? Anyone? I would love to hear you, please. Yes, Shalan?
Hi, sir. I have one question here.
Sure, please.
We are working on the CTAF. So I just want to know, are we still considered as a manual tester? So what is the automation tester? What's their role?
Sure. So if I talk about NEOT, right, I can divide that into two parts. There's the NEOT certified tester. In this, you basically are very comfortable with automation testing, zero coding though.
Yeah.
What it means. You're comfortable with regression through Excel or NEOT web UI. You can do it either way. You're comfortable in XPath and element identification. Okay. And you also know to execute tests, analyze results, report defects, and participate in overall CI/CD or SDLC. And you know the basic idea of automation framework, more of a usage perspective. Now that's an NEOT certified tester. So you're comfortable with, yeah, things like, Excel, HTML, MS Office, HTML, XPath, Selenium Basics, and you're good with that. And the next is the NEOT certified developer. Very strong on coding, knows, move my keyboard for a second, knows automation framework in and out, expert at custom building of and implementation of complex automation framework. Again, see the word called framework keeps repeating a lot. Can also do CI/CD activity. And for this, you basically need Java, TestNG, a bulk of things in there, Selenium WebDriver, you need Apache POI, you need to know Log4j, you need to know extend reports, What else is there? A bunch of things to be GitHub. GitHub is good to know, not necessarily, and how Jenkins works. So all of this would give you that factor. So think of this like any certified developer is someone who can build a car engine, and how a good car should come out. Any certified tester is like the driver for that vehicle. So what was your question, going back to that, Shalan, once again?
The question was, I'm unable to understand what the automation tester does it, like in the
Automation.
real-time environment.
Repeat your question again for me. What does an automation tester do in a real-time environment?
Yeah, that's the question. On a
Can
day-to-day
do anything.
basis.
Can do anything. What are the various roles? Can someone tell me?
Because I haven't worked in a real-time environment, so I just want to
No
know.
problem.
Yeah.
Now, what are the various roles? Can someone help me answer, team, in QA automation? What are the various roles? Sandhya?
So, Karthik, from my experience, I have a lot of manual experience, and I've been using automation tools in my day-to-day life. I have in the past, actually. And I think from a real-time environment, what Shalin was trying to ask is, um, are you asking for a QA person in general, or if you want to take only a manual job or an automation job? Depends, right, Shalin?
Yeah, so I'm asking any general automation tester kind.
So I think what Karthik is trying to explain is if you really want to learn automation, you would be doing both. You would be testing and also development, right? So for development I mean, if you really want to do automation, it is just not just doing a record and a play, I mean, whatever, just running the scripts. If you really want to learn automation, you have to know how to do the frameworks, and, you have to know how to code, and, I think it is a blend of both, right, Karthik?
Yes, and it's a gradual curve.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Maturity of where you want to expand your skills, actually. So,
correct. So if
mm-hmm.
you're a manual tester, you're basically a functional expert or a
Exactly.
subject matter expert. You know the application very well.
Mm-hmm.
You have an authority on that. And you also know the process to follow. And you have certain regular SDLC, SDLC, or any agile certification associated with it. Automation tester should know the basic difference of what are the concepts: efficiency, reusability, accuracy. Why automation? What are the tools? Get the idea of the basic if, for, condition. So this becomes this basic simple one. Architects are the ones who know framework, who know how to customize things and build on that. SDETs are heavy into coding, may not be on functional side. So each of them have different roles. Now tell me, Shalan, what is your question again?
Yeah, so my question, so the second point that you had written there, automation tester, if at all we know how to, I mean, if we have a knowledge of if conditions or the Java basic Java for standard edition, then can we classify it as a automation tester?
Sure, absolutely. So in this
Okay.
case, you have, did some, let us say, simple data-driven framework or few scripts using JUnit or TestNG and so on. So, smaller suite that you can maintain. And this
Right,
could be as .java files or .py files also.
right.
And that is an automation tester slash, you can also slowly start calling them as engineers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So automation tester needs to know both functionality and the application. The automation part of it.
Okay, sir.
Now, then you can go on to the other sections of automation architecting, SDET, and so on. So all of this is a good 6 months, 1 year cycle team, at least hands-on, if you're working on them. And if you're trying to get into the market, I think you build an overall skill, whatever feasible, but focus to a certain extent. You do not go into the market and say, I'm an expert SDET. You basically know who an SDET is. You can say, but I'm a junior to mid-level architect or automation engineer. How do you position? So if I see someone who spent 5-6 years, I would classify them maybe onto automation tester engineer. Someone who spent 8-9 years, maybe more of architecture. Again, looking at the specific project. And we're not talking about who's an engineer, lead, Scrum Master, PM, BA, and all that. We're just talking about within QA in that.
Yeah. And so these frameworks that we have, for example, we are working on a CTAF there, we do have the framework in place. So does this framework change according to the projects, or it is a one framework that can be utilized for the any projects that we work?
So let us say, visualize what I'm saying, okay? Think of it that we are an elevator company. An elevator company manufactures passenger lift elevators. Now, whatever be your building, I may come with the same elevator. I need the dimension. I will fix that elevator. Make sense? But
Yes.
in that elevator, I may want to add a mirror for you. The lights could be different. Note could be different. The flooring could be different. The buttons could be customized. But the whole size of it, feel of it, everything is the same.
Okay.
Why do I take the same size and put it everywhere for a building elevator? Because that way, everyone who's designing a building knows, okay, elevator space, I need to give this much. Stairs, I need to give this much. So your elevator is like a framework component. Wherever you go, you can put it in and use as you.
Yes, I got it.
So just like SAP or any of these tools, they have it, then we customize it a little bit.
Okay.
So our expertise is not just knowing how elevators work, but also when you go to that building, oh, I know the practical problems. Where is the fire exit? Where are the fire extinguishers? Where is the power coming? Where should that heavy weight be on top? All these things also get calculated.
Yes,
Yeah,
I understand.
so make sense?
Yes, sir.
So framework is a proven thing. It's like a building structure. Where you want to put the rooms is your call. Rooms is your call. So using a framework, companies and projects face a lot of advantage when they implement it because it's a proven model. There are skills in the market who we can get with the skill. And what is the simplest framework? Linear, functional decomposition, data-driven, keyword-driven, form, PF, hybrid. Combinations of these.
Okay, sir. So just one more last question, sorry.
Sure, no problem.
So can we, on a LinkedIn, can we update that we are working with Verkasa?
Yes, if you're working on, see, there are two things that you can work on team. Any of these, for example, Java, Python, or SDET are all training. You can put them that you attended a training and you can take a training certification. But the projects like JPACT, any or certified developer, or the client projects that you're working on, or the ENIOT project are definitely something you will put on your resume.
Okay, sir.
So one of the advice that I start telling people is whatever you're doing as your regular task, start documenting those. So it will become easy when your resume is there, when you're building it, to add those points. What are the tools? What are the daily activities? What is the process? What are the challenges? How you overcome those? You can start documenting them. It will help to put it into your project detail.
Okay, so thank you so much.
So basically, through the JPACT program, in the next 2 to 4 months, any member will be able to work on at least 2 to 3 projects. They will not be very extensive, but some members continue to work for 9 months, 10 months on the same project till they get into the jobs. All right, Sharon?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And please be welcome. Feel free to reach out anytime.
Yes, sir.
And classify yourself, team. Where are you? And we will go in that structure, no problem. But every day make progress on the same. Who else? What else, please? So there's a session at 6:30 for Java Python. You have 2-3 more sessions left. Let's connect on those. The team is learning very slowly there, so I'm kind of taking breaks also onto it. But I want to finish a few sessions before I go into API with SDET. I don't see any other hands raised. Do let me know, please.
Karthik, this is Sandhya again. And how many sessions have you completed so far on the Java and Python that you're resuming today at 6:30?
So do me a favor, please. I want you to go to this webinar page. And in this, I believe you already have that link for the demo sessions that are on YouTube. Make sure you register for sure. And there's a video page here. Do you see this?
Yes.
Click here. Go to that video page. I'm not sure if I'm logged in, but even if I'm not logged in, see, if you see, there are about 9 sessions so far in this playlist.
Okay, got it. Okay.
There should be a 10th one also, I believe, but all the same ones are also there in our YouTube channel /QTP Learn.
The last
And
session is not uploaded, sir.
Oh, it's not there, the previous one?
No, sir. The 10th one is not there.
So the Excel read-write was not there in this?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow, okay. I'll download it from somewhere. It should be there here. Let me see. I'll download it and I'll put it back to you on YouTube. So the sessions are there. Either you can go from the webinar page, Sandhya, or also from the playlist, because this was the free webinar, so I put it in YouTube also.
Okay, thank you.
And in that, there is a document, Java versus Python. And this document primarily has the list of all that we are covering day by day. Just put it here. So yeah, we had day 10, which does not seem to be there. So day-wise, what is it that we were covering is mentioned here. All right. So team, what else is happening at your end? Anything motivating, inspiring? A lot of you seem very low in voice. Not sure if it's the timing mood. But I strongly believe what you're doing is fun, team. A lot of fun in learning simple programming, automation, and so on. So try and enjoy that journey. It'll really pay out hopefully well as things, get better. Meanwhile, just improve the skills. It's a matter of time that you'll get very good at it. All right, everyone. That's it from my side. Then I'll correct you back with at 6:30 p.m. Another 45 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you all.